friends, this is Muskan. Welcome back to my channel Fashion Diary. I am a fashion designer and a fashion content creator. Today I am going to discuss about how to make a perfect fashion portfolio or final portfolio for beginners and what problem students face to make that portfolio. So first I should say about what is portfolio and what it must contain. A fashion portfolio is a depiction of all the work done during Sem 1 to Sem 6 of graduation, showing their skill, creativity, design aesthetic to serve as visual resume and tools to present designs to the education institution and potential employees. A well-crafted fashion portfolio should showcase a designer's unique style and creative vision, demonstrating technical skills and proficiency in every design process. So here is the front page of portfolio जिसको आप अपने according design कर सकते हैं. Now comes to the first page where we add department name, college picture, department picture, your name, roll number, semester, session, principal name, coordinator name, and your mentor name. Now comes to the acknowledgement page where we express our sincere gratitude to all the individuals for helping and supporting in completing our portfolio. We thanks our principal, our coordinator, our department teacher for giving us this platform for learning a unique subject. We thanks our parents and friends for supporting and helping to complete in our project. Now comes to the resume page where we introduce ourselves, our experience, work experience, education, language skill, how to reach you, like LinkedIn link, YouTube link, phone number, your email ID, etc. Now comes to the most important page which is the index page, जहाँ पे बहुत से स्टूडेंट को इंडेक्स रेडी करने में प्रॉब्लम होता है कि हम कैसे इंडेक्स रेडी करें और कहाँ से हम स्टार्ट करें. So here is the index where we start with our first topic, what is fashion, which is the most important topic whether it is a graduation portfolio or a master's portfolio. What is fashion? Fashion is a term used interchangeably to describe the creation of clothing, footwear, accessories, cosmetic and jewelry of different cultural aesthetic and their mix and match into outfit. Here is design development process. The fashion design development process is a multi-stage journey from initial concept to final product involving research, ideation, design, technical development and a production. It encompasses understanding market trend, creating mood board, sketching design, selecting fabric and finally producing the finished garment. For an example, हम अपने किसी भी गारमेंट्स को बनाते हैं तो हम इन प्रोसेस के थ्रू चलते हैं. फॉर एन एग्जाम्पल, मूड बोर्ड, आइडिएशन, इंस्पिरेशन बोर्ड, फिर हमारा फैशन इलास्ट्रेशन एंड हैंड स्केच आता है गारमेंट्स का, फिर उसी गारमेंट्स को हम लोग डिजिटली टेक्निकल स्केच में बदलते हैं, फिर हमारा फैब्रिक एंड सैम्पलिंग होता है, उसके बाद हम फैब्रिक सोर्सिंग एंड ट्रिम सोर्सिंग करते हैं, फिर टेक पैक आता है जहां हम अपने क्लाइंट्स का मेजरमेंट और उस गारमेंट का फ्लैट स्केच को रेडी करते हैं, देन फिट एंड रिव्यू जहां पे उसी मेजरमेंट्स को हम लोग मैनिक्विन पे अपने गारमेंट्स को फिट करते हैं, डिज़ाइन अप्रूवल होता है और फिर हमारा गारमेंट प्रोडक्शन के लिए जाता है. नाउ द सेकेंड टॉपिक इज़ एलिमेंट ऑफ डिज़ाइन. देयर आर 5 एलिमेंट्स ऑफ डिज़ाइन: कलर, लाइन, शेप, टेक्सचर एंड स्पेस, जिसका यूज़ करके हम अपना पूरा इलास्ट्रेशन को कंप्लीट करते हैं. These elements are the building blocks that designers use to create visually appealing and functional garments. There are two types of line interpretation: single line interpretation and double line interpretation. Now, conversion of shape from natural to geometric. I have taken sunflower as my inspiration to make a garment in an abstract form or same in a geometric form. Now comes to the color. A color wheel is a visual representation of colors arranged in a circle illustrating their relationship to one another. There are 3 types of colors: primary color, secondary color and tertiary color. It's a fundamental tool in understanding color theory and is used to explore mixing harmonies and contrast. is grayscale, a range of monochrome tones from pure black to pure white, including various shades of gray in between. Now, value scale, there are two types of value scale, tint and shade. First one is tint. A tint is a lighter variation of a color achieved by mixing the original color with white. And in shade, a shade in color theory refers to the variation of a color created by adding black, resulting in a darker version of a original hue. Intensity scale. Color intensity, also known as saturation or chroma, refers to the brightness or dullness of a color. Now, here is color harmony. There are 7 types of color scheme: monochromatic color, complementary color, split complementary color, analogous color, triadic color, tetradic color, and achromatic color. In monochromatic color, color scheme is one of that utilize different shades, tint, tones of a single color. Same as complementary color, where complementary color are a pair of color that when mixed or placed next to each other create the strongest contrast on the sense of vibrancy. In split complementary color scheme uses a base color and the two color adjacent to its complement on the color wheel. Analogous color are a group of 3 or more color that are located next to each other on the color wheel. Triadic color scheme uses 3 colors that are evenly spaced on the color wheel, forming an equatorial triangle. Tetradic color is a color scheme also known as double complementary scheme, uses 4 colors that form 2 complementary pairs. Now comes to the silhouette. In fashion, a silhouette refers to the overall outline or shape of a garment when viewed as a whole. Here are 4 types of silhouette: mermaid silhouette, empire silhouette, A-line silhouette, and ball gown silhouette. Comes to the surface ornamentation topic. Surface ornamentation in the content of fashion and textile refers to the art of decorating or embellishing fabric or garment to enhance its visual appeal and add value. It involves techniques that introduce pattern, texture, color, and 3-dimensional elements of the surface of a material, often using a variety of embellishment and decorative process. There are 2 types of surface ornamentation: surface ornamentation according to structural design, surface ornamentation according to decorative design. There are some examples of surface ornamentation: dyeing, fabric manipulation, printing, hand embroidery, machine embroidery, knitting, computer embroidery, etc. Now, hand embroidery. Hand embroidery is the art of decorating fabric or other material using a needle and thread to create design. It's a versatile craft that can be used to embellish a wide range of items from clothing and accessories to home decor. There are 2 types of hand embroidery: flat embroidery and loop embroidery. In both, flat embroidery has a 10 different embroideries: run stitch, back stitch, split stitch, stem stitch, cross stitch, couching stitch, fishbone stitch, long and short stitch, satin stitch, and herringbone stitch. In loop embroidery stitch, there are 8 different embroidery stitch: chain stitch, feather stitch, fly stitch, bullion knot stitch, blanket stitch, lazy daisy stitch, buttonhole stitch, and French knot stitch. Traditional state embroidery. There are many traditional state embroidery. Comes to the applique embroidery, comes from various parts of India like Odisha, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, Lucknow, and Rampur. Now, जरदोजी एम्ब्रॉयडरी का ओरिजिन पर्शिया है, जो इंडिया आके पॉपुलर हुआ एट द टाइम ऑफ मुगल एरा. कांथा एम्ब्रॉयडरी एक एंशिएंट क्राफ्ट है जिसका ओरिजिन वेस्ट बंगाल है. चिकनकारी एक ट्रेडिशनल इंडियन एम्ब्रॉयडरी है जिसका ओरिजिन लखनऊ है. इसमें हम कॉटन, मसलिन एंड सिल्क फैब्रिक को यूज़ करते हुए हम फ्लोरल मोटिव्स और पैटर्न्स को दिखाते हैं. कसूती एक ट्रेडिशनल क्राफ्ट है जिसका ओरिजिन कर्नाटका है, जो ज्योमेट्रिक पैटर्न को अपने यूनिक निडल वीविंग टेक्निक्स को दर्शाता है. फुलकारी एम्ब्रॉयडरी एक वाइब्रेंट टेक्सटाइल आर्ट है जिसका ओरिजिन पंजाब है और इसमें हम फ्लावर मोटिव्स टू ज्योमेट्रिक पैटर्न्स दिखाते हैं. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज क्रॉस स्टिच फैमिली. क्रॉस स्टिच एक तरह का काउंटेड थ्रेड एम्ब्रॉयडरी होता है जो एक्स शेप में डिफरेंट मोटिव्स में डाला जाता है टू डिज़ाइन अ गारमेंट. हेयर आई हैव डिज़ाइन अ क्रॉस स्टिच ऑन अ ग्राफ पेपर and the swatches of cross stitch in a embroidery thread. I have made a crop top with her illustration with proper details and the final outfit with using cross stitch design. Here is feather stitch family. feather stitch एक looped stitch है जो एक decorative symmetrical pattern बनाता है जिसमें V shape में वर्क किया जाता है जो एक feather को resemble करता है और इसे किसी भी garments या home हाउस होल्ड कवर पर बनाया जा सकता है जैसे टेबल कवर, टी कोजी, टी मैट एक्सेट्रा। सेम एज क्रॉस स्टिच मैंने इसमें भी डिटेलिंग दिए हैं कि मैं कैसा कैसा डिज़ाइंस कर रही हूँ अपने टी मैट और अपने टी कोजी पे। नाउ कम्स टू द काउचिंग स्टिच फैमिली। Couching in embroidery is a technique where one thread is secured to the fabric by another thread. सेम मैंने वैसे ही डिटेलिंग दिया है जैसे मैंने क्रॉस स्टिच में दिया है। द ड्रेस द फाइनल लुक ऑफ couching stitch family is a A-line kids frock. Now chain stitch family. चेन स्टिच एक बेसिक एम्ब्रॉयडरी और स्विंग टेक्निक है जिसमें लूप्ड स्टिच का एक चेन बनाया जाता है टू क्रिएट अ पैटर्न सेम एज इट इज़ अ क्रॉस स्टिच। इसमें मैंने बॉर्डर दिया है चेन स्टिच का और सेम एज नेक लाइन पे मैंने चेन स्टिच से एम्ब्रॉयडरी किए हैं। यहाँ पे मैंने कुर्ती पे प्रॉपर डिटेलिंग दिया है कि मैंने कहाँ कहाँ पे डिज़ाइन डाले हैं एंड द फाइनल लुक ऑफ कुर्ती। नाउ सैटिन स्टिच फैमिली। Satin stitch embroidery is technique that uses closely worked straight stitch to completely cover an area, creating a smooth satin-like effect. Here are some variation of satin stitch. There are 4 types of satin stitch: basic satin stitch, long satin stitch, long and short satin stitch, parallel satin stitch. Now filling stitch family. Filling stitch embroidery is a variety of technique used to cover of an area, design or a background with thread. There are 6 types of filling stitch: satin stitch, long and short satin stitch, chain stitch, split stitch, back stitch and stem stitch. Now here is the story depiction of Radha Krishna in dupatta with hand embroidery and hand paint. Now female face in side view, 3/4 view and front view step by step. Stylized fashion figure and texture in female outfit. Poster and water shading in garment and ethnic wear with fine jewelry and western wear with costume jewelry of female. Now hand illustration on traditional, western and formal look of female. Now what is pattern making technique? Pattern making technique involve creating templates for garment and the core method are draping and drafting. Here are some drafting basic pattern of bodice block using brown paper front and back, basic pattern of kurti, basic pattern and measurement of torso, basic pattern and measurement of kids A-line frock, basic pattern and measurement of skirt. Now tie and dye. Tie and dye is a textile dyeing technique where parts of the fabric are dyed, bound or otherwise resisted to prevent dye penetration, creating pattern. In an ancient craft with root in various cultures including India, Peru and China, with the Indian technique of bandhani being one of the oldest. Here are some different printing techniques: marble effect, folding effect, bandhani, lahariya, cone binding, batik, sewing method, knotting, block print, kalamkari and eco-friendly. Kids front view and side view. Stick, block and flesh out figure of girl kid and boy kid. Fine jewelry and costume jewelry of kids. Hand illustration on sport, swim, traditional, western wear and formal wear of a kid. Project on fashion trend where we take 5 years of color trend, textile trend, texture trend and silhouette. Here are international Pantone color of 5 years from 2020 to 2024. Same as trend of textile, trending pattern, trending silhouettes, trending color trends. Now garment construction. Garment construction is the process of transforming fabric into wearable piece of clothing. It encompasses a series of steps from design and pattern making to cutting, sewing and finishing with the goal of creating a functional and aesthetically pleasing garment. Now, drafting on graph paper. This is a method of making a drawing of a garment on a graph paper based on body measurement, following the design on a fashion sketch. In this method, boxes of a graph paper are used for accurate measurement of body's length, width, and sleeves, etc. These are my final collection. The first collection is based on heritage, which is my Rajasthani lehenga. The Here are some steps of creating my final look of Rajasthani lehenga. First is doodling before final look. Now the final look with a proper detail, the swatch board of fabric and prints कि हमें किस तरह का prints and trims को use करना है, किस तरह का हमें fabric चाहिए. Now here is the step 4, which is drafting of lehenga in a graph paper of proper blouse drafting and a lehenga drafting, paper pattern of lehenga, and the final look of my Rajasthani lehenga with a modern touch. Now here is the second topic is evergreen denim using inspiration board, mood board, and a color board. Now the first one is a final look with hand paint on a bodycon denim. Here is a drafting of bodycon outfit and the paper pattern of that garment. The final look with hand paint. Now the third collection is based on CMOS, same as it is inspiration board, mood board, color board, and a concept board has taken. First step is doodling before final look, and second step is final look with proper detail. Now the third step is drafting of blouse and skirt, front, back, drafting of flared skirt, drafting of A-line skirt. Now the paper pattern of front and back blouse and flared skirt and basic skirt. The final look of my mermaid look of CMOS. Here is the fourth collection, the depiction of love of Radha Krishna in dupatta with hand paint and hand embroidery. The last topic is my achievement, जहाँ आप सर्टिफिकेट, अपना ओन डिज़ाइन ड्रेस, इंटर्नशिप पिक्चर्स, अपना फैशन शो पिक्चर्स को शो करते हैं. Lastly, conclusion, where you conclude your portfolio by writing at what you want to achieve in future as a fashion designer. If you like this video, like, subscribe and share. Thank you.